Good morning students, myself UK Singh, science teacher at ISL Monidi Dhanbad. In the previous class we have dealt with the introduction and definition of cell. We also discussed about the discoveries, or you can say discoveries about the different kind of cells, plant cells, animal cells, and also discuss about the cell. Now in this class we will discuss about the shape and size of the cell. So the shape and size of the cell differs according to the nature of function they perform, or also that is based upon the location in the tissues or organs. For example, some shells, for example RBC, are biconcave shaped, biconcave. This shape ensures them to combine with more and more oxygen molecules for their transportation. So this shapes is biconcave shape, which enables them to have more surface area for exchange of gases like oxygen, which is the primary job of RBC. Okay, biconcave round shape. Okay, round shape, or you can say the more precise term will be spherical shape. Okay, now neurons or the nerve cells are elongated because they have to function they have to perform different function. For example, they have to transmit impulses from the distant part of the body, for example from the receptor to the central nervous system, then from central nervous system to the receptor, and therefore they need to be long. So this structure is elongated structure. You must have seen the structure of a neuron. Okay, okay, so neuron is elongated shape. Based upon that, different organs and tissue have different shapes according to the functions they perform. Okay, now moving to the next topic, that is size of cell. Now cells have high surface area to volume ratio. Cells have high surface area to volume ratio. Higher surface area to volume ratio. That means they are smaller in size. Okay, the smaller size facilitates more transportation. That smaller size means larger surface area, which facilitates more exchange of substances in and out of the cell. Excuse me. Now this actually because of the small size of the cell. And how does the small size cell actually, in a small size cell surface area is increased? Let us explain this. Okay, how a small size has larger surface areas compared to a structure of higher dimension or larger dimension. So let us understand this. Suppose take the example of a cell in the form of a cube having surface area of 1 millimeter. Okay, okay, suppose this is a cube. Okay, suppose it is a cell in the form of cube having side 2 millimeter, having side 2 millimeter. What will be its total surface area? The surface area can be calculated by the formula 6a square. You already studied in mensuration. That will be equal to 6 into side square, sorry, 6 into side square, that will be equal to 6 into 2 square is equal to 24 centimeter square. Now if we divide the same cuboidal, or you can say same cell into 8 equal parts, okay, same cube into 10 equal parts of cube, then what will be the surface area of all the cubes? Let us explain. For this we have to divide it first 2 times vertically from both sides and once horizontally, okay, 2 times vertically in this plane and 2 times in this plane, that is vertically, and 1 time horizontally. That will make it 8 equal halves. And what will be the dimensions of that, the resulting one individual cube? Suppose this is the cube, the surface area reduces to half in this individual cube. So what will be its surface area? Suppose this is a cube having side, so we will obtain a small cube having side of 1 millimeter. That means the side is reduced to half when we divide it into 8 equal parts. So 1 millimeter. So what will be surface area? 6 into 1 square is equal to 6 millimeter square. Now this is not this. We have divided the larger cube into 8 equal halves. Now the surface area of one cube will be 6 millimeter square. What will the surface area of the resulting 8 cubes? 8 into 6. 48 millimeter square. That simply means when we decrease the size of the cell, the resulting cells will have more surface area than that rather than of a larger cell. Okay, so cells have higher surface area volume ratio because therefore that means their smaller size, and the smaller size ensures higher surface area through which more amount of substances can move in and out of the cell. Okay, we will discuss about a typical cell. Okay, let us discuss about a typical cell. Structure of a typical cell. Here we are not demarcating it into animal cell or plant cell. In class 8 we have already studied about plant cell and animal cell. But now we are discussing in general the cell. The cell consists of various components, like suppose this is a typical cell. The outer covering will consist of cell membrane or plasma membrane. Okay, if it is a plant cell, an additional layer of cell wall will be present. The central part in general consists of nucleus. Okay, the gap filling between the nucleus and the cell membrane will be known as cytoplasm. Then the cell organisms like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, then chloroplast. We will discuss these the structure of the cell and the organisms in detail in the next class. Till then, thank you.